Good morning, children. It's Monday today, 11th May 2020. Hope everybody is safe and well and you have enjoyed the bank holiday weekend. Now, today we are going to do the next chapter of Street Child. Hope everybody is enjoying the story, and I think you can learn a lot from the story about Jim's struggles and how did he work hard to actually free himself from the workhouse. So today we are going to do a little bit, we are going to go a bit further and read the next chapter of Street Child. Now, the resources that you will need for this lesson are a pen and a sheet of paper. Now, I'm going to pause the slide slightly so that you can get your pen and your sheet of paper. Now, once you've got your pen and sheet of paper, you can write down your learning intention in beautiful handwriting. So the learning intention is to write a shortened version of a text that has the most essential details in it. Success criteria: I can understand similes and metaphors. I can understand the most essential details in a text, and I can write a short summary of a text. So you just have to write the learning intention. Now, today we are going to read chapter 8, The Carpet Beaters. Now, as per our routine, I'm going to read the initial part of the chapter and the ending of the chapter, and then the middle of the chapter you can read it silently in your minds. So far we've read that Jim starts his life in the workhouse and he's not happy in the workhouse, but he makes a friend in the workhouse whose name is Tip. Now today we'll read a little bit further about Jim's life in the workhouse. Chapter 8: The Carpet Beaters. Jim knew that he would have to make his break before old Marian did her rounds for the night. He had no idea how he was going to do it. At supper time he stuffed his cheese in his pocket and Tip passed his own share along to him. At the end of the meal Mr. Sissons stood up on his dais. All the shuffling and whispering stopped. He moved his body slowly round, which was his way of fixing his eyes on everyone, freezing them like statues. "I'm looking for some big boys," he said, "to help the carpet beaters." He waited in the silence, but nobody moved. Now read the remaining chapter silently in your minds. Okay, now I'm going to read the end of the chapter. Jim crept forward, invisible in the deep shadows, and stood hardly breathing just inside the gate. He heard the carpet woman laughing quietly, and at that moment he took his chance. He slinked himself like a cat into a thin small shape and glided out of the gate. He tiptoed along the other side of the railings and stood with his breath in his mouth till a cart rumbled past. He darted out behind it and ran alongside it until he was well past the workhouse, till his breath was bursting out of him. At last he fell, weak and panting, into the black well of a side alley. He was free. Okay, so now in this chapter, we've read that Jim finally he manages to escape from the workhouse. Okay, now in the next slide we'll have a few guided reading questions. Answer the questions, pause the slide and answer the questions before you go on the answer slide. Now, the guided reading questions are slightly different this time. There is an activity that you need to do instead of actually the guided reading questions. Now, the activity is this. Using the information from this chapter, tick one box in each row to show whether each statement is true or false. Mr. Sissons was looking for big boys to help the carpet beaters. Is it true or is it false? The woman in charge laughed at Tip and Jim and said she might as well get ants to help her do the job. True or false? The woman in charge revealed to the boys that her son had died when they first arrived at the workhouse. True or false? When the woman wasn't looking, Tip and Jim ran away. True or false? Okay, it's a very straightforward activity, and I think all the children who have actually read it attentively will be able to write the answers. Okay, so it's very, very simple. Now, for our SPAG, we are going to do a revision of similes and metaphors. Now, we have done it lots of times before, but I'm just going to give you a little reminder about similes and metaphors. Similes and metaphors share some common traits. Both are literacy devices that serve to create vivid imagery in literary texts. Both are used to make comparisons. Both often connect two items which might not otherwise be connected. Okay, so life is a roller coaster. Life is like a roller coaster. Okay, now in this sentence, life is a roller coaster is a metaphor and life is like a roller coaster is a simile. What are similes? A simile is a figure of speech that makes a comparison, showing similarities between two different things. She felt as warm as toast. Okay, so it compares whoever the girl or the woman, she was feeling as warm as toast. So her feelings are compared to a warm toast. Okay, so there are two comparisons between her feelings and the toast. The boy ran like the wind. So, the boy's running has been compared to the wind. Okay, so whenever there are comparisons, and you have to pay attention on these words. So, as and like. Whenever there are words like as and like, that means the sentence is a simile. A simile is a direct comparison and uses the words like or as in the comparison. So as I said before, children, that whenever there are words such as and like, you will know straight away that it's a simile. What are metaphors? A metaphor also makes comparisons between objects. However, a metaphor does not include the words like or as in the comparison. Okay, so it's very straightforward that in a simile, there is a comparison, but they use the words like or as. Metaphor also makes comparisons, but they don't use the words like or as. Metaphors are more subtle than similes. In a metaphor, the words or was are often used. The exam was a walk in the park. Life is a roller coaster. This metaphor compares life with a roller coaster. It says life is a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs and can be scary and yet exciting. Much is conveyed in a few words. So if it would be a simile, children, it would have been life is like a roller coaster. But when you just say that something is something, so when you say life is a roller coaster, that means it's a metaphor. Okay. Why use similes and metaphors? Metaphors can be used to describe abstract ideas. Similes and metaphors make text more interesting and engaging for the reader or listener. Okay, they pass a vivid picture in the mind. Okay, so the hours crawled by like years. What do you think this sentence is? Is it a simile or is it a metaphor? Think about it. Okay, so this sentence is a simile because the word like is used to make the comparison between the hours and the years. So this sentence is a simile. Now in this story, the story that we are reading about, Street Child, if I use a simile, I would say Jim's life was like a roller coaster. And then if I want the same sentence as a metaphor, I would say Jim's life was a roller coaster. Do you understand, everybody? Okay, so the same, I've made a comparison to Jim's life to a roller coaster, but I've used it differently for a simile and a metaphor. Now, your task is that you're going to write a shortened version of chapter 8 that has the most essential details in it using similes and metaphors. So go back to the chapter and just pick out the most important elements, the most important details in the chapter, and you are going to write a shortened version like a summary of chapter 8 and try using lots of similes and metaphors. I've already given you one example where I've written Jim's life was like a roller coaster and Jim's life was a roller coaster. So I've used a simile and a metaphor. So same way you're going to write a shortened version of chapter 8 and you are going to include lots of similes and metaphors in it. Finish your task and then email it to me on the year 5 emails. I was very happy that children were actually even working on the bank holiday weekend, and I had so many emails yesterday night that I had like about I think 20 emails pending, and I marked all the work, and I was really happy with all the children in year 5 who have been making a special effort to learn their online learning. So a huge well done to all the children. Finish the task and send it to me by the end of today on the year 5 email address. Good luck with the task and see you tomorrow.